The following documentation was captured over a period of 6 months. 100% of the footage was shot on an iPhone.
I almost forgot that I was famous. Last night I almost popped a nigga.
Hold on, hold the music. Let me tell you how this all got started.
Picking up this 1990 hatchback Honda Civic. It's completely stock. Needs some TLC, but I'm using it as a parts car. What's up, William? Thank you, sir.
What would possess two old high school friends to rent a U-Haul dolly and travel 4 hours across 2 state lines to buy an old, non-running 1990 Honda Civic hatchback? Some would call it smart, while others would call it plain old stupid. I, on the other hand, call it life. You see, my story isn't quite like everyone else's. I didn't just get into the Honda scene in my teens or my adult years. There's nothing wrong with that, but you could say I was born into the 4th generation Honda Civic platform, literally. Not only was I born in 1988, which is when the first ED Civic platform was sold to consumers, but I was fortunate enough to have an original 1988 Honda Civic Hatchback DX in the family since new. I remember like it was yesterday, getting into a major car accident in that car with my pop and my uncle at 6 years old. Learning how to drive in that very car at 9 years old. Then that same car was then gifted to me at 13 years old. I was the only 8th grader to drive themselves to their school dance, and guess what vehicle I drove? The trusty old 88 Civic. Then I turned 15 and a half. I got my license. I decided to paint it orange. Low-key, my father unknowingly sparked my love for the quote-unquote EF chassis. My first set of tickets was in that car. Many holidays, seasons, days and nights were spent in a 4th generation Honda Civic hatchback. Some of my fondest memories were in that vehicle. The memories are endless. That interior and body style is all I knew growing up, until the one dreaded day I got rid of the family gem at 17 years old. Yup, I was dumb enough to get rid of it, and I was Honda Civic list for about 1 year out of my entire 32 years of living. Less than 1 year later, I acquired a gold ED hatchback Civic, and then about a year after that, I purchased Ugly Betty. So for the last 14 years or so, I have been rebuilding my current Ugly Betty as a memorial to my pop's old Civic, trying to keep his legacy alive. It's silly though, because at this age in his life, he doesn't even care much for cars. But while he is still here on this earth, I want to acknowledge the true beginning of why and how Ugly Betty began. Shout out to my pop, because he is the true reasoning behind this car. If it wasn't for him, Ugly Betty would not exist. Now that we have that out of the way, let's take a look at the burgundy hatch I just copped for the low.
Alright guys, so this is the hatch I just picked up for Operation Molding. I call it Operation Molding because I want to put the moldings back on my hatchback Civic. When I was younger, I got this car. This car was in horrible shape. The fenders were banged up, crashed up. The doors were banged up. The bumpers were hanging off. It was really bad. It was in bad shape. The main thing that was good about it was the engine and transmission, and it had about 121,000 miles at the time, which was pretty good. It ran good. So that was the main reason why I got it. The doors were so bad, and it didn't have moldings. It was missing moldings. What I did when I was young, I patched them up. I shaved them off. So as you can see, I don't have moldings. And then I got these aftermarket fenders, which didn't require moldings. Now that I'm older, I desire to put back on the moldings. But rather than having to shave off whatever in the door and grind it down and go through a whole long process of trying to clean up them doors, I figured it would be a lot more economical and cost effective if I just pick up a car that has moldings, it has fenders, it has all the stock parts that I need, so I can just put the new fenders on this, which already have moldings, put the doors on this, which already have moldings, which would just leave me too cleaning up the rear quarter panel, which shouldn't be that hard to remove the filling that I put there, and the rest will be easy. It is completely gutted. I mean, for the most part, I took as many things as I could. Lights, lid, the windows, as you guys can see, the doors, the panels, computer, dash is removed. I didn't take the windshield. I could take the windshield, but I haven't took it.
Watch how this kicks me in the ass. I should have took the windshield when I had a chance.
I still gotta take these out. Still gotta do a couple things, like the little trims that's right here. Fenders, everything. I have the doors with the glass, the trunk shocks, center console, front filler panel,
We have the rear filler panel right here, which is in excellent condition. I have 3 ECUs, these 2, and then I have another one. Front bumper, the support, bunch of miscellaneous pieces. I started taking off the moldings, so we have all the moldings off. The headlights, the tail lights, the corner lights, the bumper lights. A lot of stock parts. This is like a junkyard haul to the max. It's about 93 degrees right now. It's gonna be a 90-degree week. All this week, I'm burning up right now. I'm hot, it's humid. You see me kind of sticky, shining, I'm glowing. I got the hatch behind me, Ugly Betty. Project molding is about to begin. I have the car on steelies because I'm about to work on it. Fill any little dings. I think I got like 3 dings on the car. I think I got like 1 right here because I circled them. I got 1 ding right there, like a ding right here, and another ding right there. Oh, I gotta get a chair for what I'm about to do. What I'm about to do is I'm about to take a flathead screwdriver and I'm about to go against the BONDO. I'm gonna go against the BONDO with a hammer. Give me a second. I'm just gonna sit this camera here. Alright guys, this is a historic moment.
Real rap, y'all don't know how historic this is right here.
Oh snap, guys. Oh snap, I gotta bring y'all close to this. Look it. This is love. Look at look. I gotta be careful because I don't wanna put a dent in where the filler goes. Wow, that's dope.
Now I know what you're probably thinking. Man, that's a lot of body filler. What was this kid thinking? Well, that's it. I was a kid. I was 19. I didn't have any funds, and I worked with my resources. It was a ghetto backyard job for real.
Wow. That's a lot of body filler. What in the world was I thinking? I'm gonna be careful not to dent the body either. It's really like excavating. When you excavate, you're an archaeologist or something, and you're digging for skeletons, you're digging for something, sometimes it takes hours and hours and hours just to pull up one little piece because you gotta chisel away at it. Small chippets at a time. Wow guys, I only did like 3 minutes worth of work, but you can see where the old indentation would be at. So I gotta clear up this whole line right here. Alright, so it's day 2 and I'm on my way right now to Harbor and Freight. I already started the process of removing the BONDO from the rear quarter panel. Right now it's looking really rough. So I need to go to Harbor and Freight so I can get some sanding wheels. Maybe like some 80 grit, maybe 40 grit, 80 grit. Just so I can bring it down because it's really uneven. Then once I bring it down, then I'll be able to hit it with a finer grit. But I'm really happy to see the rear quarter molding slots open. We're one step closer, y'all. I chipped a lot of it out on both sides. Check it out. I already started chipping it out. But I figured rather than attacking it with the flathead and the hammer today, why not use the DA sander? I have 80 grit right here, and then I also have 40 grit. Just so I can level it out a lot faster and smoother. Well, let me show y'all where we at on day 3. So the doors are pretty much freed up. I decided to go with the stock doors because these doors did need some minor repair. I felt like for the amount of work that I was gonna put into those, I could have took out the BONDO. So that's what I did, because from experience from doing this, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad, believe it. It was bad. It
it sucked, but I did about 4 different steps and ended up just keeping the stock doors on it. This door needed a little TLC on it because whoever removed the molding before pulled the molding out, and the crevice that holds the molding is actually warped. It's pulled out, and then it looked like it had like a little side swipe here. So bottom line is, I know my doors were straight. My doors were pretty darn straight, other than them being filled up. So I cleared them up. I'm pretty happy with it. There goes my old fenders. It drizzled a little bit yesterday, so it looked like it got a little bit of surface oxidation right here, but I'm just gonna have to rub that out. But yeah, check it out. We can actually see again. So I'm gonna spend today finalizing the quarters, sanding out the quarters, sanding out all the lower half so it's all sanded, and then I'm gonna start filling in the little Chibo spots it got, little dings. Might be a little ding here and there. All right, this is what it's looking like right now. So I got the car up on jack stands. I'm still lowering down the body. I'm gonna start addressing the roof. I removed the roof rack also. So it's looking really, really bare. But I'm gonna start removing the trims. I'm gonna remove this trim so that when I sand and when I paint, I can actually paint the whole door skin. I'm gonna remove these so these can get resurfaced and then paint it. I wanna do the full color change. I'm trying to make this a full color change as close as possible. Meaning the color that I'm gonna paint it, I'm gonna try to paint it everywhere in all the hidden spots and everything. All right, guys, so we're like on day 3.5, maybe 4. We got rained out yesterday. I wasn't able to work. I missed a whole day worth of work on this. Fortunately, some of the surface metal caused some oxidation or some minor rust, but it sands right out. I had some in here, I sanded it right out. I just gotta go sand over the whole body. Not all of it got wet. I was able to put a plastic and a cover over it, 2 different layers just to prevent it from capturing moisture. But it caught moisture in some spots, but like I said, it's just very minimal on the surface. Upon inspection, I found more things that I wanna pay attention to, a lot of dings and whatnot. I guess from bringing it down, I was able to see a lot more. Found more things, so it looks like I'm going to be taking my time the next couple days, still removing any of the excess paint. I want to try to get some spots filled in today, start filling in stuff, working them down, blocking them down, and then I want to eventually lay some primer. I picked up a can of primer because we need to start sealing that metal. We really need to seal that metal. At least the primer will allow me to see the flaws, and then I can just spot check those areas and then re-prime it again. That's a lot better. I'm gonna do it in steps where it's manageable with my resources.
So what I did during this process was I used a cheap stud welder dent pooler kit from Harbor and Freight. The kit only costs 99 bucks. This kit allows you to focus on any dents or dings your car may have. After removing any paint from the dent or ding surface, I applied a stud weld. Then I used the dent pooler provided that came with the kit, and I popped out the dents. This is so that you don't have to use a lot of body filler in the future.
On day 4 or 5, I took the front end off, front bumpers off. We're squaring up the body still. I'm gonna spend today continuing to square out this body. We got most of the paint down. We're still taking down paint. We still gotta remove the roof paint. We're gonna save the roof for a separate day. The roof needs a day of its own to address it because I gotta drop the headliner. The doors are looking great. The quarter panels are looking great. We're starting to continue to shape this out. I'm continuing to work that today. I want to work that a little bit more, get that right. We also acquired the moldings that I was looking for, the 88 through 89 moldings with the indentation. So that's an upside.
Shout out to my homie Peanuts. Good looking, bro. He allowed me to take the complete molding set off his hatch. He had this hatch for a while too. He even hooked it up with the OEM Honda speaker pod covers.
All right, so we have the headliner out right now. I removed the door handles, removed the rear bumper clips, removed the rear filler panel. We have access to the whole trunk. As you guys see, I dynamatted this before for music purposes. We removed the windows, we removed the rear interior quarter panels, we removed the headliner, everything is pretty bare. Only thing we haven't removed is the dash. I'm gonna have to spend some time taping off and or removing certain bolts, clips, and miscellaneous things like the seat belts that I don't want painted on, because I'm going to be spraying the whole interior. I'm going to spray all of those walls. I'm going to spray the Dynamat. I'm actually just going to spray over it because I'm going to leave the Dynamat. That's good for insulation. I also put a little bit there before. I'm going to clean it up the best I can, prep it, scuff it up, and then get it ready for primer, and then get it ready for
paint. Once I prime it and I lay the color down, I'll be able to see my flaws and my imperfections, and I'll be able to see if anything looks funky and where I can fill at or take away from, etc., etc. I want to be able to look at it from an angle and see a nice, you know, glassy image. All right, here's a quick little status update of how detailed we're getting. I'm sanding everything from the jams. I removed all the clips and the hook that connects the door to allow it to close. Now the door no longer closes. I removed the floor trims, removed the door panels, removed the plastic. It's a little update just to show y'all the level of detail I'm trying to put into this. I'm trying to get everything painted the same color, so when you open it up, it's gonna be a very powerful color. It's gonna be a color that's gonna pop, it's gonna stand out. So I want it to look dope all the way around, you know what I mean? All right, so check it out. I got the doors out. I'm gonna be finishing sanding the door jams. I only was able to work my way to like right here. I didn't get under the jam either because it got late yesterday. So I'm gonna sand under the jam, and I'm gonna sand all of this. I'm gonna grind all of this down with a wire brush just so that no rust come back in the future. I have a welding specialist coming over this weekend to cut out this type of stuff and to weld in new metal. So I'm not gonna prime the bottom half today. I just took off the doors and have the windows and everything out just so that I can at least put some primer protection on the bottom half of the car, because I got a lot of open metal here and it's supposed to rain this week. And also so I can start seeing some of my imperfections, because right now with the doors wide open, meaning on raw metal, it's kind of hard to distinguish what my imperfections are at. So when I prime it, then I'll be able to use some guide coat and then take down my highs and try to build my lows, or et cetera, et cetera. All right, we're making some type of progress. I finally primed this thing. I didn't completely prime the roof because I still need to do some work to the roof. And I didn't completely prime the rocker panels because up front I'm gonna have the guy who works with metal and welds weld that and shape that up a little bit for me, because it has a little piece of rust. But for the most part, check it out. It's all primer. Those aren't looking bad at all. That's what I really wanted to see. I really wanted to see what those look like. I see some imperfections in the body, like really minute little hair details, and there's some fine sanding that needs to be done in order to blend some surfaces in. But for the most part, man, the primer looks good, the body looks good. There's a spot right here that I want to go over. Very questionable spot. I don't know how I managed to let that slide. That wasn't like that before. But overall, it's looking good, man. I still got to prime the doors. I didn't prime the doors yet. I didn't prime the hood. I didn't do none of that. I'll probably do the doors tomorrow. I still got to do the rear filler panel, the front filler panel, the hood, and the roof, and the doors. So check this out. I've been out here since about 6:30 a.m. I did the reverse today. I didn't capture footage in the beginning. I captured footage at the end of the day. And it is the end of the day. I spent most of the day fine-tuning, basically taking a higher grit sandpaper throughout the whole body to make everything smoother. I used some guide coat. The yard is a mess. Yeah, without a garage, it's completely horrible. I'm trying to work, but I'm doing my best every day to pick up after myself. That's what I'm doing now. So I grabbed the camera. I said, before I put everything away, let me at least capture some footage so that you guys can see where I stand.
Hey, yo, for real, I'ma keep it a bean with y'all. He ain't even a professional. This is just a ghetto backyard rust repair job. He been working with welding and bodywork for the last 20 years. He gave me a good price. He from around the way. So I said, bam, do it, oh hey, look out.
All right, guys, so this is what it's looking like. So far, I have a couple of the panels primered. I have the hood primered, the fenders primered. I'm working on the doors. I'm still using guide coat in order to like get these perfect. There's a lot of flaws in this door. I still gotta work on it. The other door, I splattered some thinner on it by mistake. The thinner blew up in my face. So yeah, I gotta sand that down, guide coat it, sand it down. There are some flaws right there circled with dry erase marker. The car is in primer. It's primered. Top of the car. I didn't sand the top of the car yet, so it still has a thick coat. It rained out the last 2 days. It's been raining, so I haven't really been able to work on it. But when
What I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna remove the dashboard and I'm gonna start prepping up the interior. Got a lot of the car primed. I prepped the majority of it, sanded it down, fine sanded it a couple times, guy coated it. I'm pretty content with where it's at right now. I don't wanna let the exterior hold me up from moving forward. I'm not happy with this side, I'm not content, so I'm gonna address this again in the future, but I'm just gonna start working on the interior. I'm gonna pull the dash and then I'm gonna get it all ready to prime the whole entire interior. And then the next thing would be pull the motor. So yeah, I'll finesse the roof a little bit too. I haven't really addressed too much attention on the roof. Right here, I gotta fine sand this down. I don't really like the way that looks. Gotta work on this groove. And then I think I got a little chibo right here. I put the trunk lid on because I didn't want it to continue getting wet. I only got one shock on it right now, and that shock's bad. I got both the replacement shocks, but I gotta get the other bolt welded back in because it broke. So right now I'm just using one bolt. It is another day. The dash has been removed. The car has been primered on the inside. Primered all the panels. And I sprayed where it was important at. I masked where I didn't want to get paint on. And some things I didn't mind getting paint on because I have extras. Like I have an extra one of this from the other car I stripped, so I'm just gonna put the other one. I gotta drop the tank anyway. Man, I gotta capture this because I'm slacking on the footage, y'all. I'm out here at USA Auto Supply. I got the bread in my hand. Yeah, it's gonna look good. It's gonna look real good. We out here waiting for them to mix it up. I got Rusty Reds out here. She dirty, but we about to get that paint. That paint about to be popping. Little lantern fly. We out here and this is the final piece that needs to be done. There was some rust here, there was a little bit of rust under here, so what he did was he cut it out, he started tack welding, and he didn't get to finish the job because he ran out of this wire that goes in the welding machine. So he's gonna come back in a little bit. That side's gonna end up looking like the other side. He pretty much did similar job over here where there was a little rust hole. So what he did was he cut it out and then he welded new metal and then he started shaping it up and everything, and then he put the fender. He made sure it sat flush with the fender. My dog pooped in probably the most convenient place ever. This is not staged. I can't believe she pooped right here on this fender. This is like a 2008 Honda Accord fender. Yo, there's still a fly on it. Get away, fly. Shoo, fly, shoo. Yeah, this is like a 2008 Honda Accord fender that I use for scrap metal for the bodywork. So he welded some of the rocker panel with some of that scrap metal. He chopped up the fender, but it's amazing that she pooped right on the fender perfectly. Boom. Look at that. Scrap fender. Boom. Wow. Check it out. So we're here. It's another day. Yesterday I was spending some time with some guy coat, sanding things down, trying to get everything smoothened out. Same thing with the hood. I guy coated the whole hood, sanded it down. Pretty happy with everything. Was going to like the edges and fine tuning. I'm trying to go with finer grit in case there's like any spots that look a little rough. You know, you start with the rough sandpaper, then you go high grit. But right now we're like a loading bar. We're still loading. We're still, you know. So I got some spot putty. I got some primer on it. It's a little bit dried up on the tip, but I'm just gonna push out the first little tip that comes out. That's a nice soft tip. Check it out. This spot putty. I felt like a hole like right here. So spot putty. You just fill in the little spots. You're gonna come back over it again with sandpaper. Anyway, during this stage, there's a lot of sanding. A lot of sanding. That's pretty much what makes a good paint job. Bodywork. The best thing to do is to wipe off any excess so that you don't have to worry about sanding off a lot. You just get any little pee holes.
Hey, that's whack. USPS.com said my package was ready for pickup. I went to the post office, waited 1 hour. They said, I'm sorry, it went back out for delivery.
So we got the steering wheel that just came from Lithuania. I waited about 2 months for this. I'm about to open it up for you guys. I was out here removing some chips from the bumper, some loose paint, and I removed the rear lip because I'm gonna be putting 2 new holes right here for some side marker lights, some Stanley lights. You know, I already got the rear fog lights, so I want to put some lights right here. But meanwhile, USPS came and brought this package. This is dope. I'm about to open it up. This is a Honda Access steering wheel. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. Wow, check it out, guys. First thing I noticed is like it's kind of lightweight. I mean, it has some weight, but it's relatively lightweight, but it does have some weight. Wow, I see the wood green right here. I see that wood green. Whoa, this is awesome. Check it out, y'all. Whoa, this is dope. Yo, this is dope. It needs to be clean. It's friggin' dusty. It looks like it has some dry spots that can use some Armor All, some moisturizement. But wow, I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. This is awesome. This is a Honda Access Momo steering wheel made in Italy. This is original option that was offered from the Honda dealer. See, it says Momo right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It was offered in the Honda dealership back in the day as an extra part or add-on, and I'm glad I got this because these are rare, discontinued, and getting harder and harder to get your hands on. And I got my hands on one. Alright, so like always, in true Honda form, bolts get rusted and then the heads strip. And check it out, they're all rusted. So I got 3 of them that are rusted, and I need to remove this bumper support, which is considerably rusted, but I'm just going to paint that black because that goes under the bumper. I can always try to acquire a new bumper support in the future from the junkyard. But meantime, I want to chip off all this green paint from the bumper, and I want to, you know, paint it. And I want to leave that black, this line right here. I want this from here to here to be black, while the bumper is painted top and bottom. So
Despite me having a degree in digital film and video production and tons of camera equipment, I ain't put no effort into capturing creative shots.
Ugly Betty's covered up. As of right now, it's about 7:50ish a.m. And since yesterday, I've been trying to hit this with this aircraft remover. This is supposed to be good for metal. I know I didn't get the plastic approved one, but it's supposed to remove paint from metal. So I'm assuming if it removes paint from metal, it should remove paint from plastic without a problem. I've been putting some on this since last night, and it's very slowly bubbling off. That stuff is not that good in my opinion. I've used better paint strippers. Look, a lot of this, I smothered it, man. When I mean I smothered it, I mean I basically baked this whole thing, or basted it, I should say, with this rag, with tons and tons of this chemical. It's so strong, I'm coughing. Ooh, I smell it with tons of it, and it's not really like, it's bubbling there, but it's not bubbling here. And I put it on here several times, and I've been using a little piece of sandpaper. I used 220. First I went over all the paint with 220 to open up the pores. Then I just went over it with 80. Where's 80? I had 80 somewhere around here. 80's a little bit more rough. You try to scratch it up, you know what I mean? Coarse it up right here. Here goes the 80. I was like scratching it up. I have a scuff pad for the actual blackness. You know what I mean? This black stuff you're supposed to scuff with a Scotch pad before you repaint it black. But right now I'm just trying to get the paint off. If I can get the whole bumper black again, then I can pay attention to detail and clean off any junk. You know what I mean? Alright, so about 3.5 hours later, this stuff sucks. I mean, it got off some of it, but it's a mess, man. It's a huge mess, and I need this back down to that clean black. You see it? It got some of it to the clean black, but there's so many layers of paint. There's primer, there's base coat, there's clear coat, you know what I mean? Yo, what's good, y'all? So right now I'm down Penn's Landing. I'm about to hit Home Depot on Columbus Boulevard because I need to get some more paint stripper. That aircraft remover, it didn't really work too well. We went through a whole can, and I still need more paint stripper. So I'm gonna go with the more traditional stuff that I'm used to using. Hopefully that works better than the aircraft remover. All right, guys, so Home Depot didn't have what I was looking for. They didn't have the paint stripper I needed. So I left my vehicle over there at Home Depot, parked next to one of the police surveillance camera systems, and I walked from Home Depot to Walmart and I was able to get 2 cans. They're actually a little cheaper here. It was like $9.36 a can, so it came up to about 21 something for both cans. But this is sprayable stuff. This is way better than the other stuff. The other stuff was like for paintbrush. You're supposed to paintbrush it on or like, you know, smother it on. Kind of like barbecue sauce. When you put barbecue sauce on the grill, just like that. Well, I got it. Now I'm about to go back. See how the CRX is doing. I'm about to go back and then gotta go finish stripping this. Yeah, that'd be nice. At least get the bumper stripped out. That's my goal. Every day this week, I just want to address a different panel on the vehicle so that I can make sure it's up to par. This Sunday, I'm going to be pulling the motor with my homie David. Yeah, Scar, right? About to pull this motor out so I can do the engine bay. I'm going to paint the engine bay. Paint it the same color as the car. I was thinking about doing like one of them crazy colored engine bays, but I was like, nah, let me make it more timeless, you know what I mean? If I do a rainbow, that's gonna be like a specific era when rainbow was cool. There she goes. It's hot. I'm burning up, yo. Alright, just in case you were wondering which stripper I got, look, it's called Quick Strip, made by Clean Strip. It's a fast stripper. You spray it and it's supposed to just bubble up the paint and it makes it real easy to take it off. This is the good stuff right here. There's a couple brands that make it, but as long as it comes in a can and it does what it's supposed to do, this is the shot. Aircraft remover, move out the way. Time for some Quick Strip. So as y'all can see, the bumper's looking horrible. They're like dookie. But check it out. Good thing is I hit this whole molding area with thinner and it actually came out really clean. That's just residue on it. I'm not worried about that. That's really clean. I'm starting to work on this and then down here. There's a lot of paint still. I mean, I got a lot of it off, but there's still a lot of it on. So I'm gonna test this on a small area just to make sure that it doesn't ruin the bumper. Yo, they got me. I don't even got a cap. That's a robbery. I just had to take a cap off the other one. Luckily I bought 2 cans. If I would only bought 1 can and that can didn't have a cap, I would have been screwed. Alright, shake this up really well. And let's test this on a small area.
Hey yo, low key this be slap. It make you wanna let's paint the car. Let's paint the car.
I ain't gonna fraud. It's like 3 minutes later and I sprayed this all over the whole entire bumper already. I figured like, oh well, I already put paint stripper on it. It can't get much worse. So as I'm spraying it, it's actually instantly working. It's instantly eating up all of the paint material that's on it, which is good. I'm looking forward to seeing this bumper clean black again. Even though I'm gonna paint it, it's just good to have a good clean surface to start from. So I gotta primer it. Check it out. Look at that stuff working. It's working instantly. This stuff is 10 times better. Look at that. See the little bubbles popping? It's sizzling and it's doing its job. Look at it. Yeah, this is that stuff. Ah, my cap's about to get clogged. No. Yo, why did they do that? And then they only gave me 1 cap. They left me handicapped. Get it? Handicap? No, that was a bad joke. Look how easy the paint comes off. Look at that. Eats right through it. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. Let's see over here on the more problem area. Right here. Oh wow, yes. It's taking it right off. I mean, it's probably gonna take a couple little hits. Look at it, they're coming right off. Oh yeah, yeah buddy. I should have got this to begin with. Wasted all that time using that aircraft remover when this is so much easier. Wow.
Wow, comes right off like butter, guys. Look at that. Wow, in one pass, it's looking so much better. In one pass, it already removed like, I would say 60 to 70% of the paint. There's just leftover residue that has to be cleaned off. And I got 2 cans of that stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray another 2-3 rounds of it just till I clean it all off, all the residue, and then I hit it with some thinner just to get off any articles or particles, just random debris. I decided to lay a little bit of this black trim, ultra black. It's trim black ultra true jet black paint. This is made by SEM. This is for like the molding area. Check it out. So what I did was I basically just painted that because I'm gonna prime all of this gray. So I'll just mask that in reverse in like a day when that dries. But it gives me some time to, it looked like many years ago I must have put some filler there. Must have been a blemish. I couldn't tell because it was under the paint. So yeah, still a little bit I gotta clean off, but for the most part the bumper's black again. So that's the scenario. And I'm about to take advantage and use this for the moldings and eventually use this for the front bumper because that's the front bumper. I'm not gonna do the front bumper today though. I'm waiting for the lip to come tomorrow. I got a new front lip coming. So check them out. I just want you guys to see how faded they are. I'm gonna hit them with a little Scotch pad and then paint them. They got a lot of moisturizement now, right? Check it out. I mean, they're like 30-plus-year-old moldings, so you can't expect them to be perfect. But they came out pretty good after I hit them with the little Scotch pad. Painted them, hit them with like 2 coats, and they did well. And then I hit the front bumper. I just decided to do it while I had the paint out today. I hit the whole molding strip. Check it out, you see? And then I did the same with the rear bumper. So the rear bumper has been hit. Now what I'll do is tomorrow, when it dries, I'll masking tape it, and then I'll hit this with primer. Just so that it's all primered. Same thing over here. Alright, so what I'm doing today is I'm masking out the black bumpers. I'm masking over the molding area. I painted that yesterday with the SEM trim paint. So I'm masking over the lines so it stays black. Now I'm gonna pay attention to detail on the opposite side. I have to cut out the fog light holes for this 80 and 89 bumper, just like I had on my 9091 bumper for the fog lights. And then after I cut that out, then I'll prime it, fill in any voids with any spot putty. That was the front, and this is the rear. I also did the same thing. I masked it. It's black. I'm gonna scuff it down. I'll treat any minor blemishes, but they're plastic, so you know it's okay. I had a little bit of BONDO here from many years ago. I'll make sure that's all fine-tuned, and then from there I'll spray them both so they can be primer. And then when I peel it, it'll have black molding with the color on the opposite side, so it's just to give it a little bit of life. And then I'm supposed to be getting this welding finished today. We're supposed to be a 1-day job. Turned out to be a 3-day job because of weather, because of him running out of materials, etc., etc. So hopefully he should come through today and finish that up, and then that'll be done with the rocker panels. And this Sunday, we are currently on Friday, so this Sunday I will be pulling the motor with the homie David. Pulling the motor and clearing out the bay, so I can prime the bay and get the bay ready for paint. I'm looking forward to the bay, man. That's the main thing I'm looking forward to. Alright, y'all, so the new lip came in and this John looked crazy. I mean, it looked good crazy. You look bad crazy, look good crazy. You look good crazy because it looked crazy, but look bad crazy because it's a little bit contorted over here. I guess it needs to be heated up a little bit and or just screwed in, but it's so dope. I only got this for like 60 bucks with shipping, so I can't complain. They probably sold it so low because it was probably like an imperfected one. Check it out. It looks nice though, man. It's nice and beefy. It wraps around it perfect. I'm using one in my hand, so I don't really got the option to wrap around it, but look how big that John is. It looks crazy. Then I gotta cut the holes for the fog lights right there. Woo. I'm loving it. All right, guys, so we out here. I'm with my guy, Dave. He came through to give me a hand. He's helping me pull the engine and the trans. He's the mastermind behind that because he's more experienced with that than I am. But so far, we already removed the axles and unplugged all the cables. I just disconnected the headers, and now we're gonna clear off the firewall and pull everything off. Big shout out to the homie Davis Scar leading this project right here.
And goes to show you, just 2 weeks earlier, I was in his backyard helping him do a motor swap on his EF hatch. Thank you, bro. I appreciate your help.
So we got this joint out, man. Thanks to my guy right here.
You
For
already
real. If it wasn't for him, this definitely wouldn't be out right now. So I'm really appreciative. I'm thankful, man.
Yes, sir. Anytime, you already know, Eric.
Here's a tip, y'all, from experience. I didn't do this, but make sure to mark all the screws so next time you know where everything goes when you need to install them again.
So super duper huge shout out to my guy Dave once again, and to my man Ramon, my bro right here. Ramon lent me this. He came through, dropped it off. He was the plug on the cherry picker, and the cherry has been picked. Check it out. This is a stock D15 motor. This is the one that came with the car. When I got it, it came with 121,000 miles. This is the engine, and the trans is there too. So, and this is the bay. The bay is empty. Everything is dropped. Now I just gotta clear all this stuff out. This is already loose. So I'll, little by little, be spending the next couple of days clearing everything out. Tomorrow I'll try to wipe out that whole wall and then sand and get everything fine-tuned, clean it up real nice. I haven't really worked the Ugly Betty today. The motor and the trans is already out. I already got the rear bumper and the front bumper prepped up. I've been working on that. However, today the main thing I've been focused on is my brother's 2015 Chevy Sonic front bumper. He got into a car accident, so he ordered a new bumper cover about a week ago. I ordered it for him. Came in black. I gave it 3 coats of primer, build coat, wet sanded it. Then I gave it 3 coats of base coat, which is white. I think it's ice white. And then after the 3 base coats, I just gave it 3 clear coats. So right now it's looking extra wet, extra juicy. It's looking really nice. It's really nice and clean. It's not much orange peel, very little orange peel. It's very nice for wet sand. This is ready for wet sand buff. I mean, not right this second, but in a week or so, it's nice. The reflection's already nice. It's clean, it's juicy, it's wet. Look at the pump. Not the pump. You see the little, what's that, the little cone? I said the pump. See how clean it is? It's nice. All right, guys. So I got my brother's Chevy Sonic right here. Check it out. We have the new bumper. It's painted. It already cured for about 2 days. It looks really nice. I'm pleased with the results, and most importantly, he was blown away. He was happy. My brother was happy, and if he's happy, then I'm happy. Check it out. We're about to install some fog lights. He didn't have fog lights in his other bumper, so I'm about to put some fog lights in it. Here's the new grills. It's the new grill set. Take a look at the old bumper. Here's the old bumper. This is the damage. It was mainly left side damage right here. Yeah, so I'm just doing that quick little installation today, and then I'll continue Ugly Betty. All right, check it out, y'all. So I installed the fog lights for him, and they're looking pretty cool. Got the grill installed, got the Chevy emblem installed, top grill. I still have to install the lower lip, the lower transmission guard, and I have to install the top radiator guard. I have a bunch of miscellaneous pieces. One thing that we didn't replace, which is sad, we didn't replace this. This goes under the light, and I don't know, I thought it came with the new headlight, but it don't come with the headlight. I guess this is a separate part. These go under the headlights. One of his is still broken, so you're gonna have to get that. The radiator support, I guess this vehicle was in an accident before he got it. It's a 2015, so I guess somewhere in 2015, 16, 17, or 18, somewhere along the line from when it was new to now, it got into a previous accident. When he got it, it was already
like this below the bumper, which shows me that it's already been in a fender bender. And when they removed the bumper, they opted out not to replace the bumper support. That's this right here. This is the bumper support, and they just bought the skin, painted it, and probably sent it to a body shop. But they left that like that. So when he bought it, he said that was already like that. This right here too is slightly off. It looks like it's bent right here because the fender has a teeny gap. I mean, he didn't want it perfect, but he just wanted to get it a lot better than what it looked like before. So he's getting a new headlight, he's getting a new bumper skin and all that stuff. It's gonna be a gap right here. It's like a little gap. I mean, I can probably take out the fender and try to like tap this in, but this is framework. This is when it gets in the frame and all of that stuff. Some of his holes are slightly off, so I'm gonna have to bang them back in with a hammer. It's slightly crooked. I mean, it's sitting flush there, but some things are still off. It's gonna need me to force it. So with that being said, I'm pretty much just waiting for him to pull up. He's about to pull up with some black electrical tape.
Hey yo, I never worked on a 2015 a day in my life. Honestly, I don't like working on newer cars, but since it was my younger brother, I said, you know what? I look out, I do the work, he provided the materials, and the job was finished. It didn't come out bad. It looked pretty good.
The last couple of days been rainy. It's been rainy for probably about 2 days. It was raining this morning too. I came out though after it finished raining. I started scuffing down the engine bay. I removed all the bolts. I removed all the little rubber grommets. I try to remove a lot of it. What I'm trying to do is just surface out the paint, scuff everything just so it grabs the primer. I'm gonna at least take down some of the base, or at least the clear, so that the primer can tack well. So it's currently Saturday, August 8th, and the bay is looking pretty good so far. I went over some spots that had blemishes. I had a hole right here. It used to be a hole. Now it's patched up. It was probably like that big. This right here had a little bit of rust, so I grinded it down to metal, and then I filled it back in with some putty, just like they got over here on the seam. Check it out, you see? That's what they got over there. I removed a couple more hoses that were bothering me. Couple more hoses that were like long and hanging. I'm trying to eliminate as many hoses as possible. I know the right way to do this would be to clear the firewall off completely, pull everything out from the inside and everything. So I'm, you know, trying to not cause myself as much work as possible when it comes to reinstallation with everything. So I look at it this way. I'll do a 90%, paint job. I'll do a really darn good paint job here in the bay the first time around, and then in the future, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll be talking to my wife. Maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the line, if I end up doing a swap, like a B series or something, and that all gets pulled out permanently, because I think all this stuff needs to get pulled out for a B series. In that case, then I'll re-spray the bay again. I only have to spray the bay because the whole car will be painted. All right, y'all. So check this out. I have the whole bay primered. I already hit it with 3 coats of primer. I taped up anything I didn't want paint on. Taped up anything else and put newspaper on what I didn't want paint on. I painted the subframe because I'm probably going to repaint that black. I just wanted to give it some gray to protect it because there was a little bit of rust right here. So I hit it with some gray so I could seal it, and then I hit it with some black, tape that off later. Same thing with this. I'll tape this off later, make that black again. I taped off the little sticker that was on top of there. But for the most part, everything is painted. Check it out.
Now I know I could have gotten more detail with it. I could have removed more bolts, hoses, etc., etc. But I'm only one person, guys. This was my first time doing this.
Looks a whole lot cleaner. Splash.
Wow, the results are fuego, especially considering the tools that I used. I only used a 30-gallon compressor. I used some cheap Harbor & Freight HVLP high volume low pressure paint guns. I used the $15 purple Harbor & Freight gun for the primer. I used the $50 silver Harbor & Freight gun for the base coat. And then I used the $109 eBay Devilbiss light replica for the clear coat. And the results, man, they say one thing.
I shouldn't even be showing any more teasers, but this is gonna go for the exclusive YouTube documentary, only for YouTube. But check it out, it's looking fabulous for being a backyard paint job. It's looking fabulous. I'm completely satisfied with the results. It's looking juicy, it's looking glossy. Check it out, it's looking fabulous, marvelous, spectacular, wonderful. How many more adjectives and descriptive words can I use to describe how great this little project came out. Now, I was going to paint the subframe black again just to accent it off. But you know what? I'm probably just going to leave it green. I put the base coat primer in clear just to give it a little bit more corrosion protection because it had a little bit of rust there. I grinded that down but then painted over it. So hopefully that paint protects it a little bit. Guys, the texture on this paint looks amazing, man. I mean, I don't even think the camera does justice. There's a little hair right there. The texture, it looks so juicy. It looks so wet. It looks like a Jolly Rancher. That's the only way that I could describe it. You know how a Jolly Rancher has that waxy, clear layer over it? It has like this thick, juicy, clear layer over it. And it ain't even wet sanded or buff yet. If I wanted to get really funky or like showroom with it, I can like wet sand lightly with 1,000 grit, 2,000 grit, 3,000 grit, and in between every wet sanding stage, hit it with a little bit of compound and like some like polishing balls just to get in all the nooks and crannies to make it extra like mirror. But listen, I ain't even worried about mirror. Like, this is freaking way better than I expected, man. Look at that. Look at that right there. Yo, it's incredible. Look at it. Alright guys, so that's what it's looking like so far. What I want to do right now is probably clean out this mess. There's a giant mess in here for the last week and a half. I just stored junk in here, random stuff from the yard. It's gonna rain again all this week, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think Monday. It's gonna rain for the next 6 days straight, so I'm not gonna even be able to work. I do know today my goal is to clear this out. I'm probably gonna scuff down the whole interior, all the primer, see if there's any spots that need touch-up primer, patch up a primer or two in case it needs to be touched up, and I might just spray green today, because then if I hit the inside, then that's cool, because that leaves me bay painted, interior metal painted. That leaves me with just exterior panels. You feel me? I painted over the window too, guys. I don't know if you guys noticed. You know why? Because I ended up cracking it.
Son of a, I told you I was gonna need that window. You remember?
Like 3 weeks ago when I was peeling off the little trims, I didn't use a heat gun, and long story short, I pulled and it just cracked. So listen, I'm gonna need a new windshield. So I figured, well, treat it as whatever. Paint it all up, you know what I mean? And then when the car's finished, then I'll get a new windshield put in, you know what I mean? But I have to paint the seams. That's why I had to remove it. I had to take the L. I just didn't know that it was gonna break. When I removed it from other hats, the burgundy one that we stripped, it didn't break. It came right out. It came out smooth like butter, the whole entire thing. This is because I had this window replaced, so there wasn't the factory glue. I had this window replaced probably like 10 years ago, so it still had the shop glue, which was extra good, man. But yeah, guys, other than that, I'm about to get to work. So I'm in the Dodge right now. I'm in the 73 Polara. I need to go pick up another can of reducer. I'm probably just gonna get a gallon. This was a quart. And I figured I'll go and get a gallon of some clear hardener. It's over there. It's a hot day and I'm trying to paint that interior just to knock that out the way before the rain comes this week. All right, guys, so I'm ready to paint the interior. Clean everything up. I've been dusting everything off. I've been tack clothing it, dusting it, tack clothing it, dusting it. Yeah, y'all, check this out. Look at it. I don't even think the camera do justice. Check it out. I got a little bit of overspray, but I'll sand all that out. I still got to work on the body anyway. But it's looking beautiful. Looking really nice. Check it out. Came out really nice, man. Came out really nice. That means the only thing that we have to paint now is the exterior. And the doors, of course, the interior panel of the doors, but that's cool. We already got the bay done. And we already got the interior. Progress. I like it. It's been raining, and I actually did put in some work yesterday, but I didn't document it, so that's my bad on that. I was working on this door. The car, like I said, the only thing that needs to be done is the exterior panels. So now I'm taking my time. So it's going to rain the next couple of days. It's supposed to rain this afternoon. I at least try to take advantage of each one of those days that it's going to rain and attack each body panel, trying to straighten it up just to make sure that everything is up to par before I splatter paint on it, because I don't want to spray paint and then find out that there's flaws, which might end up happening, but I'm going to do my best to make sure it doesn't. I added some more primer to that bumper because I had to sand it down and fix some imperfections. This door has been leveled out pretty well. This is the driver's door. I still found the flaw. There's a flaw like right here. It's a real tiny microscopic flaw. You can't really see it, but there's a flaw, so I'm gonna have to fix that. The hood looking pretty good. Sanded it down, took it to 1200 yesterday, and now primed it again. Same thing with the fenders. Fenders are sanded down. And lastly, passenger door. The doors are looking pretty good. It's looking a lot better than it did. This is Jersey taking a poop in 2020. Live exclusive action. Damn, that's a lot of poop, girl. Yo, that John Husky walking her out here without a leash. Look at her, she happy. She been stuck with me in the back while I've been working on the car. Yo, don't go step on your own poop. Yeah, she been stuck with me in the back. We've been working on the car since what, like July? And we're in August, I think August 15th. Is today the 15th or the 16th? Yesterday was the 14th, today's the 15th. Yeah, so. Come on, Jess. Come on, we out. Yeah, just bringing her so she can stretch. Come on, girl. All right, Jersey, I'm out. I'm out without you, Jersey. Oh, no, she over there taking another pee. She ain't playing no games. Oh, she don't love me no more. Damn, she got another poop? Yo, she taking another poop, y'all. She got mad poop in her. There you go. That's my girl. Yeah, she was just really intrigued by the scents, I guess. You know, dogs smell them scents. That's good. I like bringing her here because she gets freedom to run around. When I go to like parks or playgrounds with like little grass where you would normally traditionally walk a dog, there'd be like 15 other dogs. And she don't play well with dogs. She's not too friendly. So, oh, she's smelling another dog poop. Come on, go. You don't smell another dog poop. Oh, they got that pump on. That's dope. See it? That looks so nice. It makes me want to drive my car through it. I think I'll go around the block. I got the CX over there. I think I'm gonna like go around the block. Come back down. I made it. Come on, Jers. Just letting her get a little stretching, man. About to go back to the grind. Go back to working on them doors, working on the car. It's coming along well, though. It's just stressful because I'm not an expert. So, although I want expert results, I don't have the expert experience. Yo, is that a number 3 poop? What in tarnation is wrong with her butthole? Damn, she hit it with another poop. What, you about to hit us with a 4th gem? Sheesh. Come on, Jers. Let's go. Beautiful day. This is the type of day I like. These are the type of days I like. Cloudy. It's not hot. It's like a nice, livable 75, 80 degrees. No, it's not even 80. It's like 70, 75. It's beautiful. Nice air. It's not humid. I hate the humidity. I hate the humidity, dudes and dudettes. Yeah, I really dislike the humidity, man.
Is this music not setting the tone? Are you not a human being? Why haven't you clicked that thumbs up button yet? What are you waiting for?
She back over there near her poop, huh? All right, Jersey, I think we gonna be out. Bye. Bye, Jersey. You coming with me? Come here. Come here. Sit. Stay. Good girl. Come on, girl. Good girl. Good girl. You always give her a commendation so she knows that she did a good job. Come on, girl. Yeah, I like to walk her without a leash sometimes, too. Damn, Jersey, your breath stink. All right, we out here. I'm going up a one-way street. It says do not enter. Oh, they're doing body work. I should be, Papi, teach me some tricks, Papi. They're just doing body work, bro. I'm literally going up a one-way. It was cool. This is another one-way. This is the right way. This is the one-way. I need to get over there where the pump is at. I
think I'm gonna take it. Like, you can mess around and get a ticket for going up a one-way, right? They're like, sir, are you not from around here? Do you not know that this is one way? I'm like, sir, I just wanted to like wash my vehicle, sir. Yeah, we driving up a one way now, y'all. That's just how we do, right, Jersey? Tell them, that's just how we do. Now we going up the right way. But guess what? We about to get to the pump. Watch. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Watch. We out here. Tell them, Jersey. We out here. Oh, my door's still open though. Is it my door? Yeah. Yeah, my door was still open. I was all hype. Yeah, we right here. We about to get a free car wash. And we just gonna stay under here and let it rain. Let it rain on me. Let it. Oh, you heard that? Here we are all alone. Oh, we about to get a free car wash. Yo, it's free. If it's free, it's for me. Say no. If it was hot, it'd be nice to go outside with some shorts and with like a little scrub brush and just stand in it and just scrub the vehicle. Like a sponge or something. People are gonna see me and they're gonna be like, yo, did he come from where it was raining at? Was it raining? I'm just moving up a little bit. It's not like a professional car wash. I just want to give the car some moisture. It was super dusty. Alright, so it's Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. I didn't really record anything yesterday. I took some pictures. I didn't do much work on the car yesterday. However, I did do some work for the car yesterday. I sanded this down. That was a spot that I really wanted to work on. I'm about to reprime the whole car, but before we get into repriming the whole car, let me tell you what I did. I made some door pods.
Why put music? Why not? Music is food for the soul. What I did was I created some custom door pods using MDF wood and fiberglass resin, as well as BONDO body filler. After, I wrapped it with 1/4-inch foam, and then I wrapped it with some black vinyl. They came out looking real good.
It is a sad day. When it should be a good day, it's a sad day. The engine bay, juicy. The interior of the car, juicy. The panels, not so juicy. Yeah, man. I had a lot of technical difficulties yesterday. Yesterday I had some of the worst technical difficulties in my life. Although many of the panels are juicy and don't look that bad. On my third coat of clear, my compressor gave out on me and it started leaking. It wasn't building past 60 PSI. So some of the panels are extra juicy. Let me show you guys, like the bumper's juicy. I'm pretty satisfied with both the front and rear bumper. The filler panels are looking fabulous. The filler panels are looking juicy, wet, nice. But the car, the roof was the worst. The roof got it the worst because that was at the end of the night. Man, I was spraying like 8:30 p.m. It was, look at the roof. The roof is horrible. The roof got so much orange peel. And it's a shame because the first and second coat that I threw was juicy. Look at the hood. The hood doesn't look bad. The hood does have some orange peel. And yeah, man, and a lot of particles painted outdoors. I guess that's what I get, you know. That's what I get for not taking the proper precautions. For the most part, everything surfaced well. It's shining. But that third coat screwed me over. It's like everything else, there's a lot of dust inside. It seems like everything else laid fine, and then boom, when I was working on the exterior, I ran into technical difficulties, man. And then, y'all don't even know. Like, y'all see that paint splat that's on the ground? I like wasted half of all my material that was left. Like the last batch, I tripped over it. Not tripped over, I pulled the wire, yanked it, tilted, spilled it all over. Long story short, I was out of material. Had to send my brother to go fly and get me some material. He went and mixed some paint. The paint, he came back, it wasn't even the right color code, even though I gave him the right color code, sent him the paint and everything. Sent him a picture of the color code. They mixed the wrong one, so then bam, he had to go back. And oh man, long story short, I'm kind of disappointed with the results. I mean, I guess, you know, I gotta be happy, you know, with my results. I painted in the yard, you know, but what this means is this paint job isn't over. It just means that I gotta wet sand and buff the hell out of it. All right, guys, so this is to show you never ever give up. Check it out. I want you to see the difference after I wet sand.
I don't know if the camera can do justice, but look how juicy that panel is. This one right here, you see it? You can see the reflection compared to that one. This has been wet sanded and buffed. Damn, you can't even see it. Let me see. I wet sanded it with 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000 grit. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's nice and buttery smooth. Yeah, it looks a lot better though, man. Looks a lot better. So it's gonna come out nice. It's just gonna take a lot of wet sanding and buffing. I already did this quadrant. I'm working in quadrants. Now I'm gonna go do the opposite quadrant. It's this side right here. Even the roof cleaned up a lot. Like you can't even see right now because I've been wet sanding the opposite side so it has residue. But if you see some of the spots right here, as you can see now, you can even see a reflection. There's a little cloudy right here because there's still residue from the chemical. There's chemical splattered everywhere. This is stage 1. I just started wet sanding and buffing this side. I just hit it with 1,000. Look at that. Oh man, it came right back to life. Look, you can see the reflection and everything. This thing is beautiful. Again, there's residue up top, so I'll hit it one last final time when everything's all wet sanded and buff. But this is stage 1. I'm about to hit it at stage 2 and then stage 3. But you can already see a big difference. It feels smooth. It doesn't have no nibs, no nothing. And it looks a lot better. Look at this. Look at that, guys. Oh man, it came to life. I'm happy. Look at that. Wow. That's how I looked at it before I put that 3rd coat. So maybe it's like I probably sanded off that 3rd coat that I put on. See how there's a little smudge there? No fogginess. See, now it's gone. That's what they do to the whole roof, but whew, I feel a lot better, man. I feel a lot better. Look at this. Look at that reflection. Mind you, this is stage 1. Over here, I started the door. I already did the door, actually. Still got a little bit of residue, but the door is looking beautiful. Really smooth. It's nice. I mean, there are some minor flaws. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not 100% perfect. But considering I did it myself in the backyard, that's awesome. Check it out. Not bad, right?
Reporting live and direct.
Sweating like a motherfucker.
Put that over your shoulder like if you were.
Woo. Guess what, guys? Project molding did not go in vain. It was hard. It's been an up and downhill roller coaster the whole way. But guess what? Come with me. We got one whole slot where we can put moldings in. Still a little bit residue on it, but for the most part, it's looking beautiful. We just installed a door, and I'm about to install a molding, and I wanted to do it on camera. Shout out to Peanut. Shout out to my man Peanuts. Peanuts, your old moldings is gonna live forever on this car, dog. My man Peanuts hooked me up with these 1988 through 89 moldings from his hatchback that he had for about 7 years. I went with him to go buy that. Who knew I would end up with your moldings one day, buddy. All right, so check it out. I hit him with some black SEM trim paint, true jet black, and I'm about to click them in. Yo, that joint looks sick. That joint looks fire. Hold on, let's go put the other one on. Come on. Bam, bam, bam. Spice. Damn, they look good. Damn, they look good. What looks better, me or the car? It's like, no, I look all sloppy. But the car looks pimping. Yo, that tough. Look at that line right there. They got all this residue. They got all the little wax polish stuff. But here, give me. Cut.
That's spectacular.
Fishing fatality. It's another day. Today is the 21st of August 2020, and the car is looking beautiful, man. I'm pleased. I'm happy with the results. I'm happy we were able to save it. I didn't finish it yesterday. I wet sanded a lot of it. I didn't finish this door, so this door is on stage 2, 2000 grit sandpaper. I still haven't hit it with the second stage of polish, but you can see the difference just from these two right here. You come over here, check it out. Look, it matches. Everything matches. That was the goal, right? That was the goal. I still didn't put all the moldings, or I should say weather insulation in yet, but it's just to give you an idea. Check out how that lines up nice. And I still didn't wet sand the hood, but look at under the hood. Does that look nice? I show you guys what I did over here. Painted them black. I left the tops black. I was gonna try to like mask it out and like tape it, but I didn't like the way my tape line was looking. My tape line was looking a little bit suspect, so I decided just to tape the bottom and just leave the tops black. And look, again, the feather panels, they don't need nothing done to them. There's a little bit of orange peel, but they're looking nice and juicy. Small items like this, like small tiny things, you don't really want to go heavy in the wet sand and buffing because you can peel off paint. I also got a wet sand and buff this. This is the gas lid. Check it out. Everything's matching. That was the goal, guys. Everything's matching. You know what I mean? So we also got a wet sand and buff this, but we got a wet sand and buff it so that it matches, because this has a little bit of orange peel on it. It's a different texturity. Wow, that sucker looks neat. Now my body work, it's not perfect, but it suffices, man. I'm not a professional, not one bit. But look at that. So before I start cutting and buffing the surface, I figured I'd show you guys this quick little tip. Make sure to always tape off your edges. It's really helpful, especially when you're working with a buffer. The buffer heats up really quick, and then you'll end up peeling off your edges. So try to tape them up. As you can see, I try to tape up the main ones. I'm about to wet sand it, 1000 grit, 2000 grit, and 3000 grit. Hey guys, check out that reflection right there. See how you can see the car? Look at that reflection. Looks like a mirror, right? All right, look at that. Look at it. It's the gas cap. I already wet sand and buffed it. Already cut and buffed all 3 stages. And I'm just looking at the reflection. I already installed the gas cap. And look at it. Came out nice, right? I swear the camera doesn't do justice. Yeah, so I'm happy. All right, I'm gonna show y'all a little bit more progress today. Y'all getting a whole bunch of progress in one day. Check out the bumpers. I installed the rear lip and also installed the front lip. The front lip looks nice and aggressive. I put the Domo toe strap there just to get an idea. I put the rear filler panel on. I didn't wet sand and buff it yet because I didn't really feel the need to, I say. But check it out. It's a smaller panel, so I didn't really want to do that. I put the moldings on. The doors now have the hinges on them. Check it out. I put the floorboard or the door panel. I put the little lock pieces. I put that little piece there. I'm just slowly but surely just putting stuff together. Check it out. Look at that. Nice and flush. The lines meet up. Nice. Same thing with this side over here. The door's closed. And then if I want to open it, boom. I open it up. And the same thing. Floorboard, trims, and everything. So slowly but surely, guys. I put the hood insulation rubber here. I put the little hood rubbers. I started stripping the window pillars right there. Ran out of stripper. I painted in between the window and the hood. It's like a visor right there that goes on the hood. I painted it with that true black, the SEM trim black. I'm painting everything with that. That's gonna be visible. Those, etc., etc., whatever's gonna be visible is gonna be that black. This, I just painted this with some cheap black. Those are the bumper supports. They had some rust. They're ugly. I could probably use a new rear one in the future, but it is what it is. The car is looking really nice, man.
Car's looking neat. Car's looking really neat. Yeah, it's dusty, but it's looking cool as ever. Definitely looking cool. Nice color. Reminds me of the Tahitian green, but it's not the Tahitian green. It's called Bikini Pearl. Whoa, it's looking fabulous. It's looking wonderful. It's looking spectacular. It's looking neat. Check it out. Yesterday I didn't have to, but I put on like the rear rims. Check it out. I put the rims on it. I put the tail lights, the rear bumper fogs, and I also put the side marker lights. And then I put the actual tail light. And I installed the bumper. It looks banging. Like the car looks hot just like that. I'm about to drive it around right now, just like that. Say no, I can't drive it around. I put all the rubbers. Look at, I sanded this all down. I painted it. I installed the rubbers, all the door trims. The only thing I didn't install is this little trim that goes right here and the filler that goes right here, because I want to repaint both of them. I threw the rims on it just to see how the orange complements it. And it looks dope. It looks dope. Everything's coming out nice. So the goal for today is I'm going to be installing little minor things like the rear interior panels, probably install some door panels, probably install the rear panel here, probably install the rear pockets, just, you know, install little things here and there, so that eventually within a week or two this thing starts looking complete. I started putting in some of the seals. Look at, put some of the seals, put in some of the panels, left panel, right panel, top right panel, top left panel. It's not snug yet because the headliner has to be put in. I installed the right rear glass. It needs to be cleaned up, but I installed that. I had this hood bra on my rusted hood. Well, it looks like rust metal residue is stuck on the inside of it. I do want to use a hood bra for Ugly Betty, but I'm kind of hesitant to put it on because I don't want this to cause the new hood to rust. Good news is this morning I recently just took this, shout out to La Quente Garage. The owner's son, who works there also, tack welded the shock. Remember my shock was broken? The shock screw, bam, he hooked it up for me. Today, what I want to do is I want to paint the inside of that so it can match, and then I can put the trunk lid on. Trunk lid has been off for quite some time, and I'm ready for it to be on because it rained yesterday and it's gonna rain again, I believe, tomorrow. Let me sit this right here. This is the project I was working on yesterday. Shout out to my wife, she gave me a hand with this. This is the new cutout that we're gonna be using for the rear, the 410s. We already did the door and then, well, both doors, and this is the cutout for the rear deck. The speaker deck came out pretty nice. I sprayed the adhesive and I got the speaker sitting on it to provide weight so that the adhesive sticks to the rings. But this is pretty much the setup. That's what it's gonna look like. Check it out. 410s, loud and proud. It's gonna be nice and clear. These are mid-range speakers for voice. They're not screwed in yet, nothing's wired. This is all just, you know, fitment. But they fit nice. It fits right in replacement of the rear cargo cover. The trunk lid is done, guys. Check it out. It is August 26th, and we're back at it again with some updates. Check it out. We put the rear window on. Check it out. Look at, now it has both rear windows. Clear glass, as you can see. Yesterday, the dashboard was a success. We installed the dashboard, so now we have the fuse cover, which is love. We installed the steering wheel, as you can see. I didn't really install the center console, I just sat it there as a temporary. The whole center console was loose. I didn't really tighten that down because the rug got to be in there and I want to run wires and everything. Other than that, all the glass is in. I installed the hood bra. Check it out. Put the hood bra on. Try to clean it off as much as possible. Shout out to my wife. She cleaned this twice for me. So the plan for today, as you can see, I even put the door pods in. I didn't want to put them in, but I had to put them in to get them out the way. What I want to do today is I'm going to run some wires. That's first and foremost. I'm going to run some wires. After I run the wires, that's the old dash, I will probably put the carpet in. Then I will probably put the seats in. I can install the front end until the engine and trans is in, so that's the scenario.
And then I got random parts laying everywhere for days. Just parts and parts and parts. I may still need to run some wires for the door speakers. I need to run those 3 speakers, the 6 and the 210s, and that 6 and 210s. I gotta run them from a separate line to the amp, and same thing with them. Gonna be 1 channel there, 1 channel there. And then this 1, 6 and 210s are gonna be 1 channel. And this 1, 6 and 210s are gonna be 1 channel. It's gonna be on a 4-channel amp for voice. I'm gonna have a single sub for bass. So what I'm doing is I ran the remote, it's a remote wire. I ran the positive, this split your negative. This negative has to get grounded to the chassis. Then I have some Samurai spiral shielded audio cable. This is some cheap eBay products. It's like $6-7 for a 17-foot, I think this is 17-foot audio cable. This is gonna run to the back of our radio. It's gonna be 3 separate ones for our highs, our mids, and our lows. All right, so dig this. I ran the ground, I ran the positive, I ran all the jacks, I ran the remote. I temporarily placed the amps, placed the sub, placed the top pods. I haven't ran the wire for the top pods, there's no speakers in them. I took both door panels off and I ran both door panel wiring. I put the seats, as you guys can see, so that's what it's gonna look like. Seats are extremely dusty. Put the seats, I put the rug. Still gotta put the center. My space is looking good. I still got space for another amp if I decided to. Shout out to the homie Peanuts. Peanuts came through. He over there, he about to bounce his little Agra and Tegra. But he came through and he showed love. He helped me put on the roof rack, installed the center console. I installed a lot of the interior this morning, tightened everything up, installed the rear seats, installed just a lot of basic things like the rugs, the trunk. Pretty much ran a lot of the wires. That was in the early morning, but everything's looking all right. I just need to put the headliner in, clean off all the residue from the windows, from overspray, clean up the windows, paint the sills, the window pillar panels, whatever you want to call them, and engine and trans. Tomorrow I'll probably put on the side skirts. This week the handles should come in, so then I'll be able to put on the handles, and it's a wrap. Also installed the new lights onto the bumpers. Boom, or onto the bumper. Check it out. My bad, yo, I did it again. I did another day of work yesterday and I forgot to document it, but it's cool. We got the headliner in yesterday. Check it out, we got the headliner in. It still needs to be scrubbed down, probably like some simple green and cleaned off, because I was using it as like a bench for the last month with putting a bunch of items on it. I put these on. Everything's good. What I'm working on now is I took the door speakers. I'm using the 6-inch timpano vocal mid-range speakers. I'm gonna be having a full timpano speaker system being powered off of my old school Pioneer radio. I had this Pioneer forever. I had it probably since like 2007, 2008. When it came out, it cost like $750. This was like a top of the line radio at the time. It's fully color, has Bluetooth, it has 3 outputs, highs, mids, lows. I had it forever. I never got rid of it. Even though I rock my stock radios, I always kept that and took it out and saved it. Boom, got a little remote. Pioneer old school remote. I'm gonna take these timpano speakers. I'm gonna have timpano 10s on the doors and timpano 10s on the back, as you already saw. So I'm putting these timpano 6s. I already fit the 6s back there. The little corner pocket right there has a set of these. So I'm about to put a set in the front so they can sound good, you know what I mean? But it was so huge that I had to use the extra set I got. I got an extra pod set and I just cut the back. So I'm about to take out the good pod and put the cut one in and just save the good ones. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so check it out. I got my 10-inch highs mounted to the door. Both doors have them mounted to the doors. And I also have the 6s behind there also. So it's 3 timpanos on each door. And then it'll be the 6 in the back. 4 10s up top and 1 6 and 1 6. They're actually 6.5s, but the box has 6. I ran the wires too from the doors. I just gotta run it straight through here. Left that open for now. It's about to start raining, but check this. She's coming along. She's coming along. I might say so myself. Check it out. Yep, we're looking good.
We're looking real good. It's wet. I still gotta put my fogs here. I got my yellow fogs. We are just about at the point where we want to be with this car at this time of the year. That was crazy, yeah, but we are about the point where we want to be. Yesterday I installed these, as you can see. They've been painted. And then we installed the side skirts. Show you the other side. Also repainted the side skirts too. So it looks cool. We got the side skirts on. And same thing over here. The door is now complete. Only thing we're waiting for is the handles. Once the handles come, we're good to go. Right here, I have the top little trims that go to the roof. You know them two gutter lines, these two gutter marks that are on the roof? Well, that's those trims. I repainted them. Painted them with the SEM True Black. I repainted the windshield wipers with the True Black. So they look nice. Other than that, yeah, that's it. (2020) and the fenders have been sprayed. I had to respray them because of an error, but the error has been corrected. They're pretty juicy. I got a bunch of little particles, unfortunately, painting outdoors that fell in it. It's okay because it's savable by wet sanding and buffing. It's starting to rain. I painted the fenders, so all the body parts are already painted, completed. I started trying to put some things back in the engine bay, put the alarm, did all the basic things. Put the shocks back up, bolted them up, painted that back heat shield or protector guard, whatever that is right there, painted it black, installed a hose, installed a bracket, started using the new dress-up bolts. Just little by little, trying to put things together. Put this little clip here. Happy September 1st, and I'm out here like a cave boy with no shirt. Check it out. It's early in the morning. I'm about to install the new handles. I already installed the right side. I didn't even lock it down. I just did the external stuff. I still got to take the door panels out. I just changed the lock so I could have my keys the same. And it's cool because the other door, to be honest with y'all, I'm gonna let y'all know a low-key fact. For the last 10 years, I have been able to open up that door with my key because my boy, Ramon and Kid's Garage, bought me that door from a junkyard like 10 years ago or something. We never changed the keyhole. So I always saved the lock for my old door, but I never actually installed it. So now I'm actually gonna have access to that side with a key too, which is neat. So both of them now work with keys. Everything else we're working on today is engine bay stuff. I plugged up more things in the engine bay. I wiped it down, as you can see. It's starting to look like we got some action going on here. See, I put the little light harness, and I'm also using them brand new bolts for most of the ones that I can use it on. I can't use it on all of them, but there's some spots where they allow me to use them on, so bam. I'm hitting them with the fresh bolts. And I probably want to put on the visors today. The window visors, see how I got them just sitting back there? I removed the brown center console I had that surrounded the radio and the climate control. Remember, it was brown and then black here. I don't know. It started getting to me, the mismatch pieces. And they were purposely mismatched. A lot of people don't know that this interior actually came all matching one color when I got the car. It wasn't in bad shape either. I just went in, painted some of the door panels, and then I ended up acquiring a second Civic, which I told that story before, a 90 also. And long story short, I had it for about 2 years. It was in the family. I was the one that originally got it, then I passed it to my mom, then my pop ended up getting it. Long story short, it ended up back with me, and I got that vehicle through a barter that I did with one of my cousins that passed away. So if it wasn't for my cousin that did that barter with me, that led me to get in that gold hatchback Civic, I wouldn't have this interior. And I purposely took this interior because I wanted to have something to remember him by. Now I feel like I want to change that brown centerpiece too. Now I feel like I want that to be black so it can match. See how that's black and then that's black and then boom. that's brown. So that's probably gonna need to be the last piece that I'm gonna need to change. And then the rear panels are still brown. I mean, I guess eventually get those in black if I can run across them. I do have the brown door panels, which are extremely clean. I didn't want to mess them up, which is why I use these black door panels. But yeah, man, so that's the scenario. Also, the other tachometer hood had the alarm drilled right here. I guess the alarm shop, when I took it to get this alarm installed, they drilled a little hole right here, and the little beep beep, the little blinker that lets you know that the alarm is activated was right there, right on the brown one. But this black one didn't have that, so I had two choices. I could mount another one there, or I just came down here and I just took one of these little covers out, and then I just made the little mount hole, so now it fits in there nicely. And it basically, I just relocated it. I brought it down and it looks clean, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's the scenario. Still got to do the engine and the trans. This is the last thing that I'm waiting for, man. That's really the last thing I'm waiting for, them to turn the car over, turn it on, and you know, we get it off of the 4 jack stands, put it on the ground. I got to do a lot of loose ends wiring, probably like the lighting, fogs, rear fogs, turnings, etc., etc. But that'll all come with power, and I need the engine and transmission in to get power. So that's what's really holding me back right now, because if not, I would have been had the car on. I haven't even heard the music. I don't know what it's going to sound like. I mean, I know it's going to sound amazing. Oh yeah, and I installed the fenders. I wasn't even supposed to install the fenders, but I installed the fenders. I started using the dress-up bolts just because I was curious. You see the little dress-up bolts? And they look beautiful. Look at, I started placing them places. I use them at different points. I mean, I wasn't able to use them everywhere, but I'm going to continue using them where I'm allowed to use them at. I just installed this piece right here, and I also installed the rubber right here. This is all the paint that I chipped off. I used a razor blade, and I used some paint thinner. But I got a lot of it off. It looks good. The window trims, these are the things that go right here. These are from the Burgundy 90 donor car. Fits right in there. It needs to be glued in though. I'm just gonna save that for when we install a new windshield. I'm gonna give it to the company that installs the windshield and tell them to use that instead. I'll make sure that they're fresh, painted, clean, black. It's looking good. I got tempted, man, and I decided to install the headlights and the corner lights. I know I said I was gonna install the front end until the engine and trans was in, but I guess I'm gonna be extra gentle when we put it in. We'll still remove the hood, but I'll probably just throw some drop cloths over the fenders, and we just got to be careful with the headlights. I'm no longer going to put any more items in, because if I close off the front fender panel, bumper support, etc., etc., I won't be able to get the engine and trans in. So that's where I stand. It looks dope. It's starting to look like a car, you feel me? It's starting to look real nice, man. I got a bajillion bolts over here, but I'm happy. Damn, this infestation sucks. There's lantern flies everywhere on Temple campus, and this is the eating establishment. It's the middle of daytime.
Hey yo, look at that bug. Hey yo, get off me, son.
Everywhere. Look at them down. They smushed everywhere. I walked by and one was on Buddy's shoulder. This kind of sucks though. Hopefully not make it inside the building, right? The door open, low key, the door open right there. They should have sprayed. Like, they should spray this area. This is where people eat at, right? Look at this. They're just crawling recklessly, yo. I made a miniature replica of not only Ugly Betty, but of Rusty Reds of my CRX and the hatchback Civic. I did my best using a Hot Wheel. The CRX was already red, so I didn't really have to do much to that, but just customize the key factor. But for this, I used the white Hot Wheel, the Gretty Hot Wheel, and I completely painted it the same exact identical color as Ugly Betty. 3 primers, 3 base coats, 3 clear coats. I kind of tested right here when I was putting it together. The clear coat was still a little tacky, and it like stretched some of it out, so it kind of ruined that top right there. I can always, if I want, sand it down and repaint it, but for now, I mean, I'm happy. I'll probably drop the key several times and scratch it up and ding it up. Still got to do the fogs. I don't have no yellow for the fogs. That's pretty cool. I'm driving in the actual car right here. Yo, it's the same color that y'all do. That y'all is official tissue. All right, guys. So the big day is here. Getting the engine and trans put in. Putting the cones out here because I just put the CRX across the street. Got the engine and trans sitting right there.
car right here. I'm not gonna work on it right at this second. I still gotta clean up the yard. Got some wires. I mean, I cleaned it up the other day, but still got some random stuff laying around. I'll probably start around like 8:15, 8:30. Unfortunately, you know, Dave, who's supposed to help me with the project, he is busy. He's spraying the car today on Sunday. He said he's not sure what time he'll get finished. I just told him, hit me up when you're done in case I still need any assistance. But I'm gonna tackle this early. I'm gonna do it dolo. I'm gonna do it by myself. So now give me credit for at least trying to make my own original soundtrack. Copyright free. Got everything ready, set up. Axles, forks, bunch of tools, headers, O2 sensor. We got the cherry picker out here. We got the mounts. I'm here configuring out the bolts since Dave isn't here to like let me know which is which. I'm here finding them out the raw, old-fashioned, authentic way. I basically just installed one of the brackets that was removed. Now I'm about to install the passenger side motor mount to the motor. Have everything ready on. I already tied it up with a seatbelt. This is Dave's little trick. I'm ready to go. It's warm out. It's not too warm. It's a nice day. It's not gonna be too humid. I'm ready to get this on and popping and to put it back together so that I can actually hear this bad boy on. It's Memorial Day weekend 2020. I spent the last 2 months working out here. I'm in extreme pain. My back hurts, my lower back hurts, my left hip hurts, my upper right wing hurts. Like right now I'm experiencing aches and pains. I stretch every day. I try to do it multiple times if I remember, but you know what I mean? Throughout the day, I'm always moving around, so I'm aching. I can't wait till this is all done so I can just wrap it up, enjoy the car, and, you know, call it a wrap for the fall, you know, winter, and just enjoy life and do what I usually do. Get back into content creation. I want to do an edit of this. Y'all watching it now, so I'm going to do an edit of this, and I'll do some follow-up cinematic videos when the car's looking beautiful. Guess what? I wasn't able to drop the engine transmission in. It got messed up. So, you know, I'm kidding you. Yo, check this out, yo. I was able to successfully drop it in on the Dolo alone. Yeah, I got it in. Got everything in. I'm about to start connecting hoses and everything, the headers and all that good stuff, but everything is in, guys. Wow, the hard part is done. I'm so happy. Check it out. Just giving y'all a little update. Damn, son. This joint looking extra saucy. It's looking saucy as ever, man. Looking real good, real juicy. It's looking crazy, yo. Yo. Happy Labor Day. This is a happy Labor Day. Boy, was I putting in labor. I was putting in mad labor for the last 2 months. But it all paid off. My 1984 Honda Accord. I have not washed that in about 2 months. And I painted that 1 year ago. And that paint is still shining. Still looking neat. And when I was about to look at the car, I came over here. I'm not going to go too close to it because it might jump. But look at this. There's like a freaking praying mantis or something, right? Fix my bangs, my little baby hairs. So I'm gonna let y'all see the man behind the madness before we tune out. But it's been a crazy 2-month experience. I've had a lot of ups, I've had a lot of downs, a lot of hurdles that I had to overcome as far as painting outdoors in an outdoor environment. You know, this isn't the most ideal situation to paint in. I have a tree right above me, particles, random dust, considering that I'm not experienced. Like, I only painted that one, and that gave me a little bit of experience to get to this one. It was fun. It was fun. It was challenging. It was stressful. It was hot. I think what made it so stressful was that it was hot. I was in an outdoor environment. It was burning hot. I hate the heat. I'll get more into details on a future video as far as the financial breakdown. But it was roughly about $1,000 in materials. Maybe a little over, maybe a little less. I gotta actually do the mathematics. But that's the scenario. I pretty much did a job that any other shop
would have charged me more than $1 grand for. You know what I mean? Because I went in so much detail. It was tough because my work environment was messy. I was tripping over stuff. I had parts everywhere. I didn't have no place to store these parts. I tried to store them in the basement, but that didn't work out. I don't have an enclosed facility to put stuff away in, so it was really, really difficult working over the parts that were in my way. But I cleaned up a little bit. I mean, I made a mess. That needs to be pressure washed off. Look at now, I got space. I can actually walk around without tripping over stuff. We have moldings. How about that? We have moldings. That was like the #1 goal of the project. The goal of the project was to get moldings. And we got moldings, and it looks dope. It looks cool. It looks juicy. It looks, you know, nice. And it ain't even fully polished, and it ain't even waxed yet. So I know once that wax hits it, it's gonna be a beautiful paint job. It's gonna be really nice.
Now we can go back to where it all started. Hey, yo, DJ, hit that music.
Got it.
All right, guys, so we both know that I can't play that music. I don't own the rights to it. However, I just want to give you guys a final overall view on what the car looks like. The car looks and sounds good. This is what my 2 months of hard work, sweat, blood, and tears went into.
Hey yo, I just came from Spoiler Down Speed Shop on 2nd Street, 2nd and Diamond. I'm about to show y'all what I picked up. I couldn't finish this documentation without closing it out with this shot. It's my guy, Walt, one of my best friends for 20 plus years. He passed away in 2018. My dog of 11 years passed away in 2017. They both used to ride with me in Ugly Betty. This is Walt's logo. First, middle, last name, Walter Scott Rosebarrel. That's his logo. So I got that printed out as a sticker. All right, put them on, man. I'll be riding with my dogs at all time. I got Scott in the rear view mirror, so every time I look back, he always in my rear view. I got his logo right there, boom. WSR, I got that sticker made. And then I got the sticker of Brownie, my dog, right here. I'm not gonna put it on yet until I get that front windshield replaced. There's no sense of putting it on when it's gonna come off with the windshield. But these are the last final touches, man. Last final touch. R.I.P. to my dog.